Hi guys, how are you? I'm Robin, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this new video. Now this is something that I quite often think about and I know that so many of you guys do too. This one is how to know if you're going bald. So guys, this video has actually been adapted from an article that I've got on my blog and I was looking at it the other day, I was reading it and I thought, this is actually really interesting. So I thought I'm going to take it from the blog and put it onto the YouTube channel. And I should say, I'm no expert, I'm no doctor, but the guy that actually wrote this, and he's done a few things for me around hair loss, there's a few different articles, I'm going to pop them up there. He is an expert, he's gone through various different treatments himself, and he's done about 15 years worth of work on hair loss, so it's solid. So in this one, I'm going to talk about what causes hair loss, some of the symptoms, you know, what to look out for, who to talk to, and then finally, what else can be done. Treatments, products, tips and tricks, all of that. But guys, before I get going, if you're new to my channel, then please do press subscribe right now. The button is literally just below this video. Press it. But here we go, hair loss. Now something that's actually really important to note is that everybody, you and me, every man, every woman, sheds on average about 100 hairs a day. Now 100 to me seems like quite a lot, but actually it's very natural. Now on the flip side of this, there is actual hair loss, which depending on its cause can be permanent or temporary. Now I should say not all hair loss is due to male pattern baldness, and there's other causes which we should consider. And I'm going to go through a bit of a rundown of a list of these. Causes could be hormonal disorders, nutrient deficiencies, nutrient oversupply, medication usage, cancer treatments, hair products and treatments, skin disorders, infections, stress, and even medical conditions. Now there are several ways, and actually a few tips and tricks, to help identify if you're suffering from male pattern baldness. And the first one, and actually probably the most common that you see in yourself or in someone else you know, is the front of the scalp here. And this is called the frontal hairline, so right on the front of the hair. What you might be noticing is that the hair here on the temples is receding. What you're left with is a shape a bit like a rounded M. Now this is because these areas, the temples and the crown, tend to be the most susceptible to DHT, and that's what's causing that hair loss. Now, if it's then going into a bit of a horseshoe shape, so it's gone from an M into a horseshoe, this can signify that the male pattern baldness is fairly advanced. Now I briefly mentioned it there, but the second part is in your crown, and it's checking for bald patches. You know, you might not be noticing any hair loss here, but it might be at the back there of the crown, where the hair is growing from. Now if you want to check, all you've got to do is grab a small pocket mirror, maybe a shaving mirror, hold it behind your head, much like a barber would do to show the back of your head, and just check in your hair for bald spots. Now I would say don't do this every single day, don't become obsessed with it, but maybe do it every second week, so if there is a change, you can then see it. The third way you can identify if you're balding is by taking before and after pictures. Just do them on your phone as a selfie. Take a picture from the front, from the side, from the back, and again on the top, on the crown area. And if you do this once a month and just keep a little bank of them, you can check month to month if you are starting to lose your hair. The final way to identify it is to check for hair fall. Now if you use a brush or a comb, before you go to use it, make sure it's clean. Then after using it, check to see how many hairs are on that brush or comb. Also, in the morning when you wake up, if you notice there's lots of stray hairs there, then that could be an issue. Now if you've got dark hair like me, then use a white pillowcase. And if you've got blonder hair, then use a black pillowcase. It's just going to show the hair up a lot easier. Then if you've got about 10 to 20 hairs, stray hairs on that pillow in the morning, this could be a sign that you're starting to go bald. Now if you've gone through all those different stages and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going bald, then now is the time to act. I know a lot of us guys switch off, shut down, go into denial mode, but actually it doesn't help anyone. Get yourself booked in to go and see your doctor, your GP, your family doctor, whoever it is, and tell them what you've been experiencing. Now they should do those tests for those various things I spoke about before, just to check it's none of those, but they also should put you in touch with a specialist, with someone that really deals with that on a day-to-day basis. What they'll do is take a look into your scalp with something like a magnifying tool and check that you've got follicle miniaturization, or you don't. Also, they'll ask about your family history, if anyone else in the family has had male pattern baldness, and also about your general health. But really, for someone that does and deals with that on a day-to-day basis, it should be obvious to them. If you are suffering from male pattern baldness, then unfortunately there's actually not much you can do by yourself to cure it. But there are a few little tips and tricks and things you can do to make yourself feel better and also to kind of ease it slightly. Now the first one is for guys with long hair. Now when you're going to bed at night, don't tie your hair back. This is gonna pull on the hair and weaken it, but instead keep your hair down and maybe use a band if you want it off your face. The second one is to always use conditioner after shampooing. This is gonna keep the hair smooth. It means if you then use a brush or a comb, it's not gonna tug and it's not gonna break it. The third one is to get your barber to cut and style your hair in a way that one, makes you feel better, and two, covers up any sparse areas. You might want to keep it long slightly, or you might take it off, depending on where those areas are. Or you could do the total opposite and shave it all off. Now, it's quite drastic, but loads of guys embrace it. Loads of guys are great with it. You know, would I shave my head? I think if I didn't do this as a channel, yeah, I'd probably give it a go. Then guys, the other thing you can do is to try proven treatments like finasteride and minoxidil. And I do have that full blog article up there that Specs did. He's done a bit of a brand battle on it almost, looking at finasteride, minoxidil, pitting them against each other, looking at pros, cons, where you can get it from, how to use it. It's a really good article, so I would suggest checking it out up there. But there you go guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope that you're not stressing out. I mean, you say, alright Robin, you've got all your hair at the moment. But you know, I have thought about this quite a lot when someone's like, oh, what would you do without your hair? You couldn't do a YouTube channel. I would maybe get a hair transplant. You know, there are things you can do. I might get a hair transplant, I might try it, or I might try finasteride, minoxidil, all those different treatments. Obviously film it all for you guys. Or I might embrace it. I mean, I need to see when, if it happens, and I will cross that bridge when I get to it. But there are solutions. There's also a huge community of guys going through the same thing, so talk to other people if you can. But thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel and you've not yet pressed subscribe, then please do press subscribe right now. The button is up there. 2 videos a week, they are there. Also, more video suggestions down there. Stay with me and watch them. Or guys, head to my blog. I've got all those articles right there. But I'll see you in my next new video, which will be Thursday. Bye bye.